Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going through my opening round tips. The AFL season is back and it's about to get underway, so we're just going to be going through my round one or opening round tips. So let's get into it. So the opening game for opening round, we start off in Brisbane at the Gabba. Geelong are taking on Brisbane. Now Brisbane obviously are going to be unveiling their flag in front of all their home fans at the Gabba. The Cats will probably be looking to respond this season, obviously after going out in that qualifying final last year to the Lions. So can the Cats get their revenge? It's going to be a really good game. I think we're going to see it should be relatively close, and it's going to be interesting to see if Brisbane do have that premiership hangover like Geelong and Collingwood in the past 2 years. I think we're in for a really good game. Should be a great atmosphere at the Gabba to kickstart the season, and I think it's going to be a close game, as I said, but I probably am going to go Brisbane. I just think that they'll want to kickstart their season off relatively nicely, getting a win. Of course, in recent years, the two premiers have started off 0-3, so that could certainly be on the cards, especially when they're playing a top four side in Geelong. But I think I'm just going to go Brisbane here. I'm going to say Brisbane get up by 12 points to kickstart their season in front of their home fans, unveiling the flag. Moving on to the second game of the season on the Friday night, we have the Swans taking on the Hawks. Now, the Swans obviously getting thrashed in the grand final last year. How are they going to respond? I believe in 2023, when the previous year they got thrashed in the grand final by Geelong, they did actually start off 2-0, so they had a relatively nice start to the season, but then their season derailed from there. Obviously, they've got their new coach in Dean Cox stepping up to the big role. How are they going to evolve into his game plan? I don't know. Now, the Hawks, they've had a really good season in 2024. They finished off their season nicely, made it through to that semi-final against Port Adelaide. Unfortunately, they did go down. So Hawthorn, they'll be looking to respond, and they should be up there again this year. And they've got some really good young talent. Now, there is always this thing in the AFL where the new coach does always seem to come in and get the win. So can Dean Cox continue that trend? I think he can. I think Sydney, they'll be at home. They'll be wanting to get a win in front of their home fans since it is opening round. There'll be lots of people down at the SCG. I think this should be another relatively close game, but I am going to go the Swans here to get up. I think it will be close. I think it will be under 10 points. I'm going to go the Swans to win by 8 points. We head over to People First Stadium for the third match of the opening round between Essendon and Gold Coast. Now, I'm pretty sure there are a few concerns if this game will go ahead, because apparently there is a cyclone around the area that could impact the game, so it might actually not go ahead, but hopefully it does, so we can get a good opening round. I think this is going to be a really good game between Essendon and Gold Coast, two sides that kind of had a good start, then just fell away late in the season, and particularly the Bombers, they had a really good start, then towards the back half of the season they slid a bit, and I actually rate the Bombers coming into this season, so I think they'll be up for a fight. But Gold Coast, they're in front of their home fans at People First Stadium, and I think the Suns should also be having a really good 2025 campaign. I think that, they've got such young talent in their side, and it really should be translating to a few more wins in 2025. So I think this should be, again, another really close game. A lot of these matchups should be really close because the two sides that are playing are sort of based around the same ladder spot where they finished last year. So I think we are going to get a good game. I am slightly leaning towards Essendon in this match, though. I just feel like the Bombers, they can really come out firing in round one. We saw it last year. We've seen it the last couple of years under Brad Scott. They really love getting off to those fast starts, which certainly does help them in the long run. But I am going to go the Bombers here for a slight upset. I think this should be my upset of the round. I'm just going to say the Bombers get the job done here by 16 points at People First Stadium. I think the Bombers should be looking for a pretty good 2025 campaign because there are a lot of people doubting them, and this will probably kickstart their season, and I'm going to go the Bombers by 16. Now we move on to the last game of opening round on the Sunday this year. They're doing it on the Sunday, not the two games on the Saturday, which I kind of do like. I think it makes the round a bit longer, but we do have Collingwood taking on GWS at NG Stadium. Now, the Giants, obviously going out in straight sets last year, will be looking to improve to start their season. Their preseason, I don't know if we can take much out of that. I do rate the Giants coming into this season, but their preseason just hasn't really looked that good. They had that 58-point loss to Carlton, then they lost by like 50 as well to Sydney, so they probably do sit at the bottom of that ladder for the preseason, or well, in front of Richmond, but they also have let quite a few players go out of their list, so it will be interesting to see how that defense does hold up and, how can they move the ball as efficiently as they did in 2024 and 2023 towards the back end of 2023. The Pies, well, I really do like their additions they made in the offseason, obviously, after missing the 8 last year, and they'll probably be looking to win the Premiership because their expectations are always high, and it's going to be a pretty good match, I feel like, and I think GWS are slightly favoured in this one, but I think it should be, I don't know, I think it should be relatively close like a few of the other matchups. Last year we saw the Giants get the chocolates in this fixture. They got a massive home win by something like 30 points. But I think I'm going to go the Pies in this one. I just do like them more. I really rate them coming into this season. If they want to have a good season, they need to prove something to their fans by getting a massive win here. I think they are. I'm going to go Collingwood to win by 24 points. So those are my tips and predictions for opening round. Hopefully it should be a good round. And of course I am doing tips on Superbru and ESPN this year, so hopefully I can find a bit more success after 2 pretty disappointing years when I have been making these tip videos. So hopefully I can improve up the rankings. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.